Hello everyone, welcome to the Northern Tarot. My name is Andy. Today, as usual, on Monday, we will go to the Fun Day Monday reading, which is the Oracle Messages. This is the Oracle Messages number 48, and it is the general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, so there's nothing much to talk about the energies because we analyzed all of that in all the readings recently. Today we will go to excitement and curiosities and waiting for all the best news from spirits. So let's go straight to the cards and we will see what spirits have for us. Okay, so as usual, for the Oracle cards, I will pull 3 cards from the Tarot and then we will go to the Oracle messages. If you're new to the channels, please go to the Sagittarius playlist because we have many interesting and informative videos that might be helpful for you. And for now, let's start with Oracle message number 48. So I will pull 3 cards, right? 1, 2, and 3. So we have the Two of Swords, we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Emperor. Someone actually thinking about you. It's like the inner battle is either you or the other persons about if we should contact this person or if we should not, or how we contact this person because the communications was disconnected. I'm feeling the sense of, spirit trying to implant the ideas or the name or the image of a person into your head. So if you resonate with what I've just said, then there is something about it. It's worth thinking about why this person's, keep popping into your mind. Is that they thinking about you because most of the time when people manifesting each other, this is how we detect the signs of what's going on. Now make sure it's not your ego. You will know your ego's implanting, like the devil talk to your ears, contact that person, for example. You will know when it's the ego or not. When your mind learns how to separate who you are as a human and who you are as a consciousness. That's why spiritual wisdom is very important, because there's a lot of things that the intellect cannot solve, and only by knowing the ability of self-knowing will help you to see through the confusions. So there is something about the people want to manifest each other here that I can see. Intuitively, there is something about not doing what you think, because there's the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, but then there's a part of the unconscious mind telling you that maybe it's worth exploring the possibilities. I have the feeling this is like the energies of the lovers card coming toward people. So because you start to step into your own expansion time with the help of Jupiter and all the planets, it's about in place very soon. um, I see you have someone in your mind, but this person's situation hasn't changed. That's the thing. So I think I'm more inclined to the Two of Swords. The message here from the spirits that intuitively it's just a moment. So just if and anything is just like giving it more time. So things will unfold itself. So that is the spirit's message that I can hear here, that don't focus on the ideas of what you feel like is yes or no. If you have to question yes or no, so it's not worth giving the time or focus your energies on that, because we want the energy is open and flowy, so we can start to welcome all the new things to come in. Okay, so that is the tarot. Now we go to the oracle. This is the main part of the reading today. So let's see, oracle. The first oracle cards, we will go to the Stargate Astral. As usual, my favorite. Well, more exactly, this is my most recent favorite, because I've got all the favorites through the time. So, oracle message number 48 with the Stargate Astral oracles. Now let's see Stargate Astral oracles. I think this is the card here. This one, yep. So the first card we have Sagittarius. Amazing. Expand. Number 9. It's really the time that you're gonna feeling more than ever in your life. This is the first time that you being aware more of yourself, the way you do things, the way you create things, the way you engage yourself in things and people. It's the upgrading of the whole process of learning and putting things into the system of your own insights and wisdoms. And this is the time that you gonna be very, very creative and apply all the things that you learned into. I see some things really new coming your way. There's a brand new ideas, or even it's old idea, but it's a new way to do it. And a lot of like open opportunities coming your way. And also I see you attract I do see you attract love, actually. I don't know why, but I do feel that you like a magnetics that attracts everything at the same time. Okay, it's now second card. Let's see what we have. Number 40, second house, resources. This is really, really good news. And big blessings, love and light to everyone. If you resonate, and I'm sure that you will resonate, because as long as you're here, you've been guided. So there will be, the pathway for people to make money, to create the new foundations, because you need all the new things. First of all, because you completed your challenges for yourself. That's the logic. And you learned, and you grow, and now, and also you paid back all the things to, the karmic relationship or the karmic debts that you had, and now you are free to go. And for that reason, things will come to you in orders. Or sometimes, like it can be quite multi things coming at the same time. You might feel overwhelmed with this type of energy, because it's 9 is actually the numbers of feeling connected to the divine. So you are actually directly under the blessings without knowing it. But we can see it's because Jupiter in Taurus, it's a sign of direct blessings in that area. But Taurus is the huge and vast areas of qualities of everything, mostly everything. And you have the second house, which is the resources. Again, it's number 4, because 48, I was thinking about 444, and this is 40 and 410. It's a new foundation emerging. It's a new way of bringing things in, or actually you drawing things in rather bringing. So what I hear is, don't try to bring things in, but trying to attract or draw things using your charm, your charisma, by being happy, by being jolly, by being bubbly, by being intellectual, to attract people, the attentions of people, because there are some things gonna being presented to you, so it comes to you somehow, rather than you trying to go and follow and force yourself to open a business, or to bargain for a job and things like that. Let things come to you. That's what I hear. So this is really, really great. That's why I say this reading, I'm feeling like there's a lot of excitement and surprises, and it comes right here. It shows you right here, except the Emperor. The Emperor is the mystery, and we will have to wait until Wednesday when we go deeper into the love readings to see why this person is still cannot make up their mind about. But the thing is that what I see here is there will be a lot of revelations and changes. If you remember, I was talking about Mercury trying to get back to the positions before she retrograded. There will be a lot of clarities. The things that are being hidden will all comes out together with the new things comes in. So in a way, your life might feel a total transformations overnight, and sometimes you might be overwhelmed or overexcited. So trying to be practice the grounding skill, the living in the moment, to allow everything's aligned, because that's how you become the master of yourself. Okay, so the second oracle decks, we're gonna go with the starseed oracles. Let's see what the star clan's trying to send us a message. Now the first, we have wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. That is exactly what I advised you earlier. Just let things come to you. Draw it in by being happy, by how I say. This is not being happy without reasons, but being happy by knowing, by trusting the messages and guidance, by trusting yourself, by trusting the process, by trusting what you have learned through the way of the journey to here. Because a lot of things, doesn't matter how old you are, even you are young, you will get exactly the experiences you need for now. But that is the mechanisms of how the universe works. The universe always prepare you. Remember that. So you always get something. Even if you think you don't have anything, that's fine, because you are totally entitled to your opinions. But you cannot deny that you always got yourself. And I'm telling you that you and yourself are far more than enough. You don't need anything else. You only need yourself. Okay, so the second card, let's see the starseed, what we have. Second card we have Earth, learning how to be human in the world but not of it. Isn't this amazing, guys? Because we were talking about trying to see which part is the human and which part is the consciousness, and the stars, his oracle, say the same thing. So this is about, learn how to be in the moment. We all, if we can do that every second, every minute, every hours, every day, every month, every year, whatever, you will be very, very successful, because we tend to, not tend to, but we will attract more if we live now. But if we think about the past and if we're trying to speculate the future, we allow us to, how I say, stay out of the alignment of the Trinity's factors. And when we are out of balance, it will lead you to different dimensions of, your psychology mentalities. And when we start to spinning spiral in that direction, it's really hard to get out, because we have to repeat the whole process to analyze again the situation, detect where we slip off the trail, and figure out how to get back or how to break out. So it will waste more time. So learning how to be human in the world but not of it. I love it. That's why I shared with you the breathing techniques video yesterday, and I really hope that you give yourself some time and do this every day. The breathing technique, first of all, it will help you to stay in the present moment. Secondly, with these type of the tricks, when I share with you the way I do it, it will allows you to not to have to spend so much time like yoga or meditations in Buddhisms and other religions. You don't need long. You just need maybe 5-10 minutes maximum. But then you got some content to focus on to practice with that technique. It will solve a lot of problems, and that's actually the skill to learn how to be in earth, on earth, but not of it, for that reason. Because once you can assess your consciousness through the breathing or meditating, you can be very inventive and creative after that. Now, the next oracle cards, let's go to the Celtic Spirit. So this is my first oracle deck ever that I bought, and I still love it. Now, let's see where we are in our journeys. Number 1, amazing, doorway, strength, and journey. Definitely. You know what I love about what I'm doing? Because first of all, when we know the energies of the universe, we hardly go wrong. We cannot. But then, for example, like days like today, we don't need to talk about the energies. We have all the messages from spirit through the cards. So it's like compensate each other. And I really like that ideas. It allows me actually to feel free, not dependent on anything. Because we have a different ways to approach something. Now here, today we don't need to talk about energies, but obviously that we knew this week's gonna be very good, because it's the new settings of the next step of the next phase of the plan. And we have number 1, it's the new beginning, the new doorway to the path of what we destined to go, because it will be calculated, on the experiences that you learned. It will be calculated on the karmic that you paid. It will accumulate it on the maturity of your soul so far through the experiences, because all of that creates the next tendency. So we actually have the future set already, but that future set on the tendencies of who you are right now. So if we learn how to change we are right now with the energy, we change the energy, that future set will be changed to another set, if you understand what I'm talking about. So it's not fixed. So you actually can change your future. If you ever, see your futures, go into your awakening and see it, you will understand what I'm talking about. But trust me, I only say things that I already experienced. So this 3D world actually, there's a lot of it's mathematics, matrix things about it. The whole thing is created, right? But then it's quite fascinating when we start to, dig in and learning about it, and starting with learning about ourselves. So let's go to the second card of the Celtic spirits. Now, second card we have the Peace Walker, number 9 again. So the peace, gentle and forward. Now that is you. This is the energies of you have managed to, reset, or sorry, not reset, rebalance the three factors: the mental, the body, the soul. Some of the people still might going through the healings, but obviously that is not as serious like it used to be. And with the boost of what is the energies coming in, you will feel it's much easier for you to start to, for example, even practice something new like breathing skills, meditating, or something that you benefit from it. And learning how to heal yourself is very, very beneficial for people. I really advise people to do it through just by learning how to control your breathing and your meditating. The reason why I say that, because as long as you know how to keep your energies in balance within your body, your mind, your soul, the body knows how to fix itself. And no doctors in this world can fix you better than your own body. And all the symptoms and diseases or illnesses that you've got is actually what's the word for that? I couldn't. Spirits, please help me. Diagnose, like analyzed by your subconsciousness, or your unconscious mind. So your unconscious mind actually knows everything. It's like a doctor. So once we learn how to relax and get into that, deep unconscious of the mind, the consciousness, we will allow it to go and figure out and communicate with the bodies about how to do things and how to fix things. And if we learn how to do that every day, even 1 or 2 minutes, a couple of breathing, if you don't have time, it will help you a lot. Okay, so now let's go to the third oracle card. Let's see what we have. Let's go with the unicorn. I'm still trying to think about that word. Diagnosis. Diagnose. Is that the word, diagnose or I think there's something with diagnosis. I know you understand what I'm trying to say about the doctor, right? Diagnosis. I think it's a word, but it's. I haven't used that word for quite some time, so I couldn't remember because we have diagnosis and it's diagnosis, I think. Well, anyway, please leave me the comments if I were right about the word. So let's move on with the oracles now. We go to the unicorn oracles to see what we have. Number one again. Wow, a lot of new beginnings, new things, new feelings. It's your personal unicorn. Bathe in pure love. Stay open to unicorn magic. I swear to God, right? Before I did this reading, because I was meditating this morning, I'm just feeling so fresh energies coming in. It's just a sense of something full of surprises. That's why I say that, I'm very excited because there want to be surprises and excitement and things like that. And all the cards say the same thing so far. So this your personal unicorn say bathe in pure love. That's why I say I feel love. Like there's some reason you drawing the love to you. Just being happy and stay in the present. So staying present is the key term for this reading, and it's very important. Stay open to the unicorn magic. So if you don't see anything moving yet, or if you feel the energy is moving but you don't get the actual things yet, just don't pay attention to it. Just focus and enjoy whatever that you feel like it appeals to you. If you want to take a day off, take a day off. If you want to take even a week off, take a week off, because like your soul is always wanted what it knows. Your soul always knows what it wants. So, and your body the same. If it wants sweet things and you don't even want sweet things, then just give it a try. If it wants to have something like vegetable, because it's like the enlightenment sense of what we're heading. People tend to like more light food, like vegetables, fruits, or the roots things like carrots and kohlrabis and parsnip, things like that. Then just pay attention to all these things and just focus on that, because that is how you're living. And that's the moment of living. Okay, so now the second card of the unicorn, we have number 26. The violet flame. Invoke the comets diamond violet flame. Transmute all that is not love. As I say, because this is collective energy, so the collective energy in general, I feel quite high, the vibration, and that is actually really, really good, because we need that. The collective manifestation is really important. That is why we need to learn how to live without separations. Unfortunately, people love to separate themselves, but that was the history, because we are stepping into Aquarius age. The humanities, the kind of the collective consciousness is gonna be the highlight through the individuality, so you can be yourself, but you still learn how to engage for the goal of humanity. So that's what is, what we heading to, but it's also what we become. So this is about transmute what is not love. So there's a part of Sagittarius still in how I say, the sinking of the old karmic type of energy. Not a lot, but there's enough populations, enough in a way that it's not minority. It's still quite a large number, but not the majority. So what can I say? Because to be honest, if I say this, I hope the message will be delivered and the people will be guided to what I'm gonna say. Karmic energy is what coming back as the mechanisms of how the universe set the rules and regulation principles, whatever you want to call it. To a certain level, we will have no other choices but to cope with it, to deal with it, to pay it. Because we want to grow. Because the soul mission here is to learn and expand and evolve. That's the whole meaning of the existence, why we come here. So that's why the karmic energy is actually very, very good if we can look at that way. To utilize and use it as a fuel for us to transcend and transmute, to clear the toxic energies of the earth. Actually, the earth is not toxic, created by humans. So this is toxic energies of the human beings here, created on earth. So that is one thing that I want to say, because if people look at that way, they will feel better when they're dealing with something horrible, especially when it comes to dealing with other human beings. The second reason that you have to really learn and remember right now, that the karmic energy is not necessarily to be dealt with. You believe it has to be dealt with because that is how your program, the egos that created through the programs that you've been influenced and penetrated. Now, when you still stuck too much with the karmic energy, that is to show that you totally not aware of your consciousness. You totally ignore what your soul trying to tell you. When it's time to leave, your soul will trigger you, will tell you, trying to tell you the urge of getting out of that situations, cutting that cord relationship with that person, for example. You ignore it. So that is why I say that is to show that your consciousness is still at much lower level of where you're supposed to reach. Because if you don't set that bar that high, you won't, agree to get or step in the plan to deal with so almost impossible to solve karmic energy. Because you knew everything, you just forgot because before you come in, you've been brainwashed. That's the thing. So you pay it, but you only pay it to the fairness of your own well-being and happiness. Now, this is why consciousness, the intellectual consciousness, there's no intellect for the consciousness, right? But I'm trying to make it more human. So the intellectual level of the consciousness needs to be increased. Because when it's high, for example, now in next 20 or 30 years after the Aquarius age, you will see the children, the new generation, they will never pay the karmic the way you did. They will pay to the fairness, to the boundary of what they believe it's the fair. So it's time that you have to wake up if you really in that situations and resonate. Please take my words and do it. Get out of that situation because it's time. You don't want to be left behind. Okay, guys, sorry about that topic. It's a little bit long, but I feel like it is really needed to be said because there will be people in that situations right now with that type of message I see here. Okay, so let's move on. Now we go to the oracle message. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my brain. So we go to the rose oracles. We have the anointed answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. This is amazing. We were talking about on and on about the karmic, and I feel like, it's not it's just part of the message today, right? But it's important because obviously that we hear the main goal is to help people, but the cards come out and say the same thing. Answer the call. It's what I say. You have to, learn how to respect your soul. When your soul say go, leave, then you need to, or stay, then you need to really respect it. Leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. So the soul gifts here is actually, you don't recognize that you, yourself, and your souls are actually always complete. It's perfect because it's the divine being. It's part of the divine. You are the high level beings of soul. But you play the game of the human beings for too long and you sink too deep and you make it too silly for yourself. Believe that you are just that, as the body that you know, as the name you know, as the race you know, as the people that you have in your life, in even family. None of this is connected. People, wow, it's not 100% about none of this connected, right? But the fact is, you are the individual soul and you whole and you complete, and you don't really need the relationship with anyone, especially the karmic type. When it's time to go, your soul say, hey, go. Then you go. The people of the same group tend to, incarnate at the same time with each other and, connected within the families or close friends or something like that. It's just because they know the lessons of or the challenges of each other, who wants to experience what or overcome what. And that's why they volunteers to do the bad things, the bad role for you. But if you don't have them, you will have millions other souls. Trust me. So now the second rose oracles, we have rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. Here you are again. So there are two dominant messages here that I can see. One is about the expansion time. It's about the moving on of the new resources. But the reminder is learn how to stay in presence and keeping your energy open so the new energies can come in. Draw it in rather than go after anything. And the second message is about the karmic things, the past, the hurt, the pains, whatever it is. Just the time to let go. But let go by transmuted and transcending yourself. Not let go by trying to forget it. Because if you do that with your mind, your ego, the resistance will be created and you will fight it, you struggle. But you let go by allow yourself to be happy and enjoy the moment, because knowing that you go heading to your divine plan, stepping into your divine plan, you will allow yourself to let go of things. And that's why we need to analyze the understanding of the natures of what people actually going through. It's a patterns, and these patterns repeated life after life after life, even in the future. So if you learn it now and overcome it, next life you don't have to deal with that again. You will have a better life. You will have a happier life. You will have a much happier experience, for example. If you see what I mean. And that is what we call the soul age. So if you, the old soul, you will never tackle all these things. You actually stay away from people before they want to create the karmics to you. But if you're still young and you're still learning it, you will sink in it and you find yourself miserable, you don't know how to get out, you cannot make sense of it. But at least you're not the too young group. You are like a middle-aged group of souls who trying to get from the young group to the old group. I know about this because I was watching the interview of the person. He's a psychic in Scotland here, and he wrote a book about the soul age, and he told people that there's a 10 numbers from 1 to 10. So between 1 and 5 you're in a young group, between 5 and 10 you're in the older group, and then there are different levels. It's quite fascinating because it's the way I see it. So how you know things? You know things when you already done it. Okay guys, so that is the second card, the Anointed. Answer the call. Sorry, it's not the Anointed, right? The Rose without thorn. You have the right to joy, peace, and sweetness of life. And if you are all set, all the elements aligned now, the 3 elements, then you're gonna have a wonderful time ahead. Love, new love. Or if you're not looking for love, then a lot of things that you're gonna do, because you're gonna have travel in the 9th house. You're gonna have new educations, higher educations, new skills, new purposes. Even your health gonna be improved with the 6th house. So everything's gonna be very good. Now we have. This is the angels and ancestor answer. We have the White Witch. Be the light. I love this card, the Light Witch. I don't know why I'm always drawn to witch and shaman and healers and things like that. Be the beacon of light. Be the light. Be that can transcend and transmute any darkness within your soul. The karmic is only designed to trigger your shadow until you recognize it, admit it, acknowledge it, and let it go. That is all it's about. The darkness actually is made of the light, if you believe me. So let's see this card and I will explain why I say that. So we have the Sage. Wow, we have the Witch and the Sage. Be devoted and committed. I love this. Sagittarius, Sage. I always think I'm a Sage. Devoted and committed, yes. It's like you're spreading love. You just being true to who you are. It's like spreading your wisdom. It's actually spreading the light. The light is actually the wisdom. So we got like being recognized. So you're gonna win a lot of recognitions in your community, your family, friends, people around you, because you learn so much, you've grown so much, and you transformed much faster than other people. Majority of people wanna be very, find you inspirational because you are mutable sign. So only three mutable signs, but you are the mutable fire. That's the thing. The mutable fire is much faster than the mutable earth. Don't you agree? And it's more passionate, and loving and kind, rather than the mutable air. Actually, it's four mutable signs because there's a Pisces is also mutable. So we have Virgo immutable. So we have Sagittarius mutable, Pisces mutable, and we have Gemini mutable. So four mutable signs. I was wrong, so I just want to recorrect that. Mutable fire sign is one of the fastest mutations, evolutions. The Gemini also fast because they air, but the problem is the air doesn't carry the energy, like fire. The air is a much how I say, in it's like it's flowy, it's like but it's not flaming up like what we do. But when it comes to passing passions and love and humanity, fire actually is the best to spread that warmth of the heart of the wisdom. So that is the sense of how you gonna feel yourself. People actually see you as that way. That's the thing, and this is amazing. And you will very soon understand why you always be proud of Sagittarius, because a lot of time I know that you think that so there's something special about you, but you're not sure. You kind of know, but you're not sure because obviously that other people know how to function the life better than all of us, especially for example making money in business, or even stealing money from other business. We're not good at those things, but very soon you will see why you always be proud, because it's a common matrix for the signs that in the group of that period of time, end of the year, that is the matrix is about. So now we have, before we go, we will go to It's Up to You. This is the angel answer card. So if you have any questions, whatever, yes or no, it might answer you. The first card we have is Up to You. So you are free to create your own path, or your own how I say, way of methods to approach the path that being shown to you. So the second card we have, ask for help from others. So it's a time that you will receive support if you ask, because when it's not, then doesn't matter how bad you were in the situation, they won't help you. They will never help you. But this is a time that go ahead and ask. It's like like you are given the power from God to just ask. Hey, can I get that job? Or can I get that reductions? Things like that. Or can I join this projects with you or this idea with you? And people will say, yeah, sure. We're looking for someone like you, something like that. So it's like the new power that you are gained. Okay, now love and relationship before we go. Two cards for love and relationship. The first one we have is heart to heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feeling with each other. I'm thinking about ask for help from each other, and you say, "Hey, how about in the relationship, right?" Instead of discuss feeling with each other, you say, "Hey, how about you do this instead of the other things, the thing that I don't like, for example." And the people will say, "Yes, of course," and then you will say, "Really?" That's a surprise. Anyway, it's a joke. Now, the second card of the love relationship, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Well, that's what the cards say. But I do see love comes your way. That's the thing. I have the feeling there will be some very much out of surprise for you to hear from someone. Now, if you resonate and if that's your story, please comment and tell me so I know that I'm right and I will be over the moon for my seeing. But the two main messages today we already knew, and I think it's really grateful to spirits to tell us about these things, because we need to know how the collective really like at the presence, because not everyone's gonna be the same. Some can be very happy, but some can be still very struggle with things. And as a collective, we need to show the support and mutual support, because first of all, remember that you're never alone. That's the thing. You always got your spirit guide, so please ask your spirit guide about how you or what you can do to change the situations or to get out of the situation. But at least first you need to be aware of that. It's time to get out. Remember, it's time to get out. It's time to get out. Say that 3 times and do it. Don't make any more excuses. Okay, guys, so this is all I got for you. Fun Day Monday. Not quite so much fun the second half of the message, but the first part of the message is really exciting. But I enjoyed it, so I hope all of you will enjoy the same. For now, I will say goodbye, and if you would like to donate, please find the donate button in the description box. Thank you and bye bye.